Hey everybody, it's Papaya here. Saw the new version 11 or version 0.11.2 patch notes came out, so I wanted to kind of just discuss what the patch is. So here's a quick rundown of just what I think is the nerfs and buffs. So I just started a new scale. So the scale here, we're just gonna say that the middle ground is not much changes, fairly neutral. To nerfs being on the far left side are much heavier nerfs, and everything on the right side are much heavier buffs. So this is a scale for just a quick, if you're just here to take a look, see what my opinion is on the overall items. I'm going to throw my conclusion as well on what I think the patch is looking like, in my opinion, as a mid lane player. So I'll throw that right now, so that way, don't have to wait till the end of the video. So overall, the patch looks interesting. I'm excited for it. It's a big jungle, specifically a jungle, not for junglers, but a jungle itself patch. So we're looking at jungle just being weaker and spawning faster. So that's going to be super interesting to see what's going to come out of it. Are we going to see more ganks? Are we going to see more farming? Are we going to see more Chimera soloing Prime and Fangtooth? Yeah, that's as a mid laner, I think I'm a little worried as a mid laner where I think it's in theory, I think it's 10 possible gank spots. Of course, I can see you if you try to gank from what's in front of me, but there is, overall, there's 10 ways you can enter mid lane, I believe, right? So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how mid lane is gonna get affected by this. I in a way, I think we're gonna see Gideon get really strong due to having an escape. Gadget being as strong as he is as well. Faye might get punished for having no escape, might get a lot more earlier ganks, might get pressured a lot more. Or maybe we're just gonna see the jungler sitting and farming. Are we gonna see invades? What's gonna happen there? So I'm very curious. I think for a mid laner that this type of jungle change is going to be pretty dramatic. I'm also worried to see what's going to happen to Chimera. We didn't see a Chimera. Like we barely got a Chimera healing nerf, but that's kind of all we overall got. I think he's still very, very capable of soloing Fangtooth. Is this going to allow him to solo it faster, or is it going to prevent it by having the enemy jungler more aware to look into that scenario? So we'll take a look. We'll see how that goes. But all right, that's the end of my opinion overall, and I will just go down through the patch notes just real quick, as this is definitely a jungler patch more than a patch for a mid laner. So we got a new Revenant Skin. Looks super cool. I like this one. It may actually be a skin I purchase. I think rare's on. I don't know if rare's on the cheaper side of a $1,600 skin, or if it's 1,100. We'll see. Might be one. Dev live stream. Super interested. Super excited for this. I posted a thing on Reddit that had some questions. If you guys want to take a look at it, it's just in the Predecessor subreddit. I can post it in the description. If I don't, please do remind me. I should, just in case. And let's take a look at the balance changes. So Drongo got a nerf. My favorite ADC, the one I play all the time when people watch me stream, getting physical armor shred 20%, about a 20-30% nerf. Like that's a pretty big deal. That is a very strong armor shred. A lot of physical armor in this game. A lot of physical, Gruks on the team. You ult them, he's gonna be able to abuse that shred. Shred benefits the entire team compared to penetration, which only benefits the person with the penetration, right? That's why shred is such an important is so important. That's why it's also important on gadget ultimate shreds. It's not penetration, which only affects your damage. Shred affects the entire enemy damage. So that's interesting, and it's kind of funny. Shred now applies for the correct amount. It wasn't being applied correctly, so interesting. Was only being applied 23% and not 35. Was it only level? Who knows? Whatever. Fang getting a jungle, a lane nerf, so that's gonna be kind of good. It's not necessarily too much. He's gonna not be able to heal. He gets what? He's getting like 15 2.7 to 2. He's getting like a 15% nerf on his base health regen. I mean, that helps out. The amount of times you save a Fang escapes 1 HP, that's a big deal. Basic attack timer getting increased just by a little bit. Hey, that's a big deal too, honestly. Even I think that's 10, like 1.1. 1 is base, and then 0.1 is a pretty. You're increasing it by 10%, and this is being 15%. I think. Don't quote me on this 100%, but that's big. That's the timer's basic attack timer. So that's going to be the time it takes for a reset for their basic attack. It's like a cooldown. So it's gonna get a pretty large amount. I think it's gonna be noticeable. That's gonna be a big deal. I wonder how it's gonna affect his Q cancellation too, using the auto cancel. Shield's getting a nerf too. That's gonna hurt him in lane. Greystone seemed to get a nerf in jungle and stronger in lane. So he got the cooldown is getting decreased on his Q. I don't know too much about Greystone overall. I haven't played him much. I don't care for him. He's kind of a boring W key player in my opinion, personally. No CC. Like, come on, you can't run someone without CC, right? But it's pretty nice. Ult is getting increased cooldown, so that's super good to know. Minimum health, healing decrease. That's super good actually, especially late game. Max health decrease. Hey, I'll take it. That's what I want to see. Kari, I hate this character, so there might be bias here. But yeah, she got some health regen increase. I don't like that, but a little bit of mana cost increase. I mean, we'll see. I haven't seen her too often. I dislike her being. I'd rather her be an off lane than a jungler personally. But I hate invisibility. I'm not looking forward to it. I don't like this character, But looks like it's a buff basically. Chimera getting the nerf, so physical armor growth is nice. We're seeing a small decrease in that. Not necessarily too big, very low percentage difference. Getting the decrease on the stacks. That's actually pretty nice, pretty noteworthy. Ambush stacks on use is increased. I don't understand this too much, honestly. I don't know, not that big of an overall nerf on Chimera. I mean, slight, but not too much. You get it here on as the levels increase, the passive does get nerfed. So late game he'll be more bearable, so which is nice. Muriel getting just basically getting a nerf straight up, which is I think is nice. I think she should be a very passive support, and she is fairly strong, but she has her weaknesses. Rampage getting a buff on damage increase on his leap, which is absurd to me and confuses me, and he's getting bonus health scaling. Rampage, in my opinion, is not over. He's not played enough. That's because I think that there's better junglers, not that he's weak. I think he's very strong still. I think there's nothing wrong with him. It's just that Chimera, Fang, Mao, Sereth, they're much more oppressive. They have gap closers, they have damage, and they have like a way of invulnerability. They can do so much, And Rampage also could do the same, just a little bit slower compared to those guys. But late game, I think he turned into a monster. He soaks up damage, but. So Richter's a little bit weird. I don't like Richter either. I think Richter's an issue in this game. I don't think that a character should have one skill that he's so dependent on, and if he hits it, he gets the kill basically, because that's how he works right now. And the issue is that he can be played as a support, a jungle, and an off lane. He's very popular in high elo, very popular in PCC and all that stuff. I'm not a big fan of just what they're doing with him, and honestly, I'm not seeing that much of a nerf. They reduced his armor early. I'm excited to see what happens in game, but I don't see it being anything crazy. In high elo play, people are just going to do the same thing. If anything, he got a buff. His Q is going to do more damage. So you get a grab and you just Q more. You do damage. You just can't be as oppressive. So that's a little interesting. I'm not a big fan of seeing what happens to him. They try to nerf because of the damage to the jungle, they got rid of his extra bonus monster damage. I don't like it. The E, which was AoE damage for jungle, got nerfed, but it also didn't. It just got fixed, so nothing changed. He actually got a buff, in my opinion. I would say overall it's a nerf, but in higher elo play it's a buff, in my opinion. Seraph getting a well-deserved nerf. I think that it was mainly her resets were the issue and not really anything else in her kit. I did not like that her kills would reset all her abilities basically because her E is very stupid. I think it's dumb for a reset on. I wanted it like Master Yi where it was basic attacks based on your Q, like only your Q would reset. Instead, they decided on making her escape also reset. I don't like that. I don't like that she's can output so much and be vulnerable from CC. Can still take damage though, right? You can do AoE damage on top of you, but I'm iffy with it. I rather would have saw I like the movement speed decrease. That is needed. I don't think, it's a little bit, but hey, any movement speed decrease on that R. I feel like 12 isn't that big of a difference overall, especially once again with her E resetting and all that. Usually she gets a kill if she goes in, right? That's the theory, but it's a well-deserved nerf overall. Just I don't like the cooldowns. I don't like her entire kit basically getting CD resets. Zaurus just getting a bug fixed. That's a straight up buff. Like, I mean, hey, we thought he was fine. Nope, he was not getting his stacks on takedown the way that they wanted him to. So now, hey, he's gonna get the stacks. He's gonna be much more oppressive now in his ultimate. So that's gonna be interesting to see. Does he come back? Yeah, interesting on the Zaurus. Didn't know it was a bug. Next is worthy. I like this. The amount of physical pen you got was way too much for a crest. I think it's an overall nerf, slight nerf, not too much. You still get the ability power, so it scales with damage. But I think it was too much pen. I still think it might be a bit too much. We'll see how it acts. Maybe this is it. It's a 15%, 30%, 15ish% nerf. So 20ish% nerf. So. But yeah, here's the jungle. Everything's getting you're just gonna do more dots now to jungle minions. That's gonna be super interesting. So now Countess, who I would say had the weaker clear on things like Fang and Prime, is now gonna actually get some pretty good scaling off the dot damage. You're gonna be able to just having being your character is going to scale really well with Hunt. Maybe we're going to open it up to more junglers now. More lanes going to go jungle. Maybe Fade jungle can be a thing now. AoE, RMB, right? Maybe Morgesh. Who knows? We're limitless right now. I like this. This is kind of one of the things that feels like the devs are testing now. I want EA to have testing, not just them working on the game and making it very this is the final product goal. I want them to test some stuff now and let's see how it is if we make jungle easier. Let's see what happens if we make it a lot harder. Let's see what happens if we rotate jungle camps. Let's say I'd like to see stuff like that. So I'm excited to see what we're going to get off of this. And we'll see what the results are, because that's the best thing. So they basically said that the scaling is going to be reduced and respawn timers are going to be reduced. I don't know what they meant by black, gray, white, brown camps now. I guess they're all levels are, yeah, here it is. So black camp is going to be 2 camp, gray camp is 3, white camp is 4, and brown camp is 5. On my Discord I have a thing that tells you what you do, which one has better money, which one has better XP. Maybe that you can use that to formulate some sort of tactic of how you want to prioritize your clear, because it does matter. If you need some more XP, you want to prioritize 2 and 4 camp. If you want more gold, you prioritize 3 and 5 camp. That is something that you have to consider and think of. Are you a very gold dependent, or are you a very level dependent character? Alexa, lights on. Don't know what happened there. Even the light's brighter now. So pretty interesting patch. I'm excited to see what jungle's gonna take us. So yeah, pretty interesting. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know on stream or anything. Yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Remember, try to stream every single day. Try to do videos every day except the weekends. And yeah, if you like, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe and look at my Twitch and YouTube channel furthermore. Other than that, have a good one and take it easy, y'all. Peace.